In this video, we're going to explore what the Plymouth Prowler could look like if it was built today. I'm going to give you the story behind the car, doodle the car on a piece of paper, and redesign it into a new concept in Photoshop. Let's get started. To get familiar with a new shape like this, and specifically when it's an original car such as the Prowler, I always like to start with pen and paper to just get the proportions down and warm up my mind and my creative side of the brain with a few doodles like this and a cup of coffee. While doing this, I'm not thinking too much about getting the perspective right and the super clean lines. What I'm looking for is to just get the lines down on paper and force my hand to always be in motion. To me, that's the easiest way to get right back into sketching and get the creativity flowing instantly. The tools I used for these sketches is a big pen, a non-marker paper sketchbook, and a cool gray 4 marker from Chroma Markers. All the tools that I'm using in my videos can be found in my Amazon shop down in the description below. The Plymouth Prowler, later the Chrysler Prowler, is a retro-styled production car manufactured from 1997 to 2002. It was based on the 1993 concept car of the same name, and this production car retained a lot of its styling from the concept car all the way up to production, as you can see here. The Prowler was offered in a single generation in a front engine, rear drive, rear transmission configuration, and a total of 11,702 Prowlers were produced during its 5-year run. Some people may call this one of the ugliest cars ever made, but to me it's a special car. It's one of those cars where the designers were given a free rein to design whatever they wanted in a hot rod or sportster type vehicle. Chrysler design and international director Thomas C. Gale said his love for the 1930s era hot rods inspired the retro-styled Plymouth Prowler. Gale, who is a huge hot rod fan and the owner of a hotted up 32 Ford, approved the rod-inspired Plymouth Prowler as the company's follow-up showstopper to the Dodge Viper. An early influence is credited to Chrysler-sponsored project at the Art Center College of Design that resulted in a thesis by Douglas Foose, more known as Chip Foose, that included drawings of a retro roadster. Foose designed it as a coupe for Chrysler to begin with, but modified it to a roadster version later on. To give it the right hot rod stance, the Prowler features 17-inch wheels in the front and 20-inch wheels in the back, with 295mm wide rear tires. One of the most striking design features of the Prowler are the open IndyCar-style front wheels. The car features a 3.5-liter Chrysler V6 engine producing 214 horsepower, and for the 1999 model, the engine was replaced with a more powerful aluminum block 253 horsepower version of the same engine. The earlier models had a 0 to 60 time in 7.2 seconds, while the later, more powerful V6 completed the same sprint in 5.9 seconds with a top speed of 126 miles per hour. The transmission was located at the rear of the vehicle and joined to the engine by a torque tube that rotated at engine speed, an arrangement similar to that used by the C5 Corvette, the Porsche 944, and Alfa Romeo 75, and helped to facilitate a desirable 50-50 front to rear weight distribution. The Prowler was the first rear-wheel drive Plymouth since the 1989 Plymouth Grand Fury and would stand as the last Plymouth model with that layout. While criticized for having only a V6 engine, Chrysler's high-output 3.5-liter engine had a horsepower rating similar to, or even higher than, the company's Magnum V8s of that era. While not making nearly as much torque as the V8, the Prowler's light weight helped to achieve rapid off-the-line acceleration. Unlike the Dodge Viper, the Prowler was equipped with many features that allowed it to be suitable as a daily driver. These features included keyless entry, power windows and door locks, leather-trimmed bucket seats, air conditioning with manual controls, a leather-wrapped steering wheel with audio system controls mounted on the rear of the wheel, a colored keyed instrument panel bezel painted to match the exterior color of the Prowler, a similar feature found on the Chrysler PT Cruiser, which was also originally intended to be sold as a Plymouth, digital odometer, and full instrumentation. One issue with the daily driving aspect of the Prowler was trunk space. It was very limited, but Chrysler had a solution for this. For $5,000 extra, you could get the Prowler with a custom-designed trailer from the dealer. This trailer could even be color matched to the car and was fitted with the same style wheels as the car itself. A very cool and fun idea that I wish we could see more of in the car world today. The design of the Prowler inspired a long list of retro-designed cars such as the Chrysler PT Cruiser, Chevrolet's SSR and HHR, the 2010 Camaro, Ford's 2002 Thunderbird and 2005 Mustang, many early 2000s Jaguar models such as the 1999 S-Type, the 2004 XJ, and the 2002 X-Type, as well as the 2008 Dodge Challenger. What I wanted to do with this redesign is to keep that original styling of the Plymouth Prowler, which means keeping the IndyCar front wheels and the overall proportions of the car, but updating the styling to fit modern manufacturing methods. I want to keep the long hood and small greenhouse, have the same style American racing wheels, and the pointy front end. I decided to break the bodyline into two volumes, the Arrowhead front volume and the passenger rear volume. The division between these two volumes is made clear by the air outlet vent right in front of the A-pillar. This gives it the illusion of the rear volume almost being chiseled into the narrow front and gives the car a forward-leaning motion even when standing still. For the front graphics, I decided to keep the similar shape of the grille while modernizing the materials and styling into a more sharper style. The headlights are replaced by LEDs to suit the overall styling of the car, while adding a black stripe along the front to break up the coloring and material of the rest of the car. I kept the rear clean without adding any spoilers or ducktails, since that would be stepping too far away from the hot rod inspired styling of the Prowler. The main idea is to make the Prowler into more of a daily driver focused version than the original, sacrifice some of the length of the hood to accommodate more cabin and trunk space, but at the same time try not to lose the Hot Wheels feel of the car. The Plymouth Prowler might not be the prettiest or fastest car, but it is a car you remember and that will always put a smile on your face whenever you see it. And that's why I like it. It's a win for car designers to be able to create cars like this every now and then. I think it will be less common the coming years to see cars that deviate this much from the rest of the lineup of the brand. We're in a transition phase right now, moving from an era of combustion engines to electric drive. And during this phase, I have a feeling manufacturers want to keep as much of their brand identity in their styling to ease in the public into electric cars. They want to keep them as close to what everyone is used to and have it be a smooth transition. And this doesn't leave much space for designs like the Prowler. However, once this transition is over, it's a completely new game. With the electric setup and the removal of key components of the car as we know it, the engine, the fuel tank, transmission for example, this opens up an entire new world of possibilities for unique and exciting car designs. So that's the redesign of the Plymouth Prowler. I want to say thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm the Sketch Monkey and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.